Harry Potter summarized. I wonder how, and I wonder why. Yesterday you told me about the blue, blue sky, and all that I can say is just a yellow lemon tree. And yeah, with that being said, hello, welcome back to the next episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And as you maybe are able to see in the background, we're going to go through a bunch of cool guides. Yes, great intro. I know. Thank you very much. I don't like it as well. Well, anyway, the thing is, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for this episode, to be honest. And I have to check something. That it is fine. And I think now it is fine. Now I can show you things as well as I want them to show. Well, okay. Let's start actually with that. So now you can actually also see it very well. Let's have a look. I mean, it is very, very, very well done. I do wonder, since, they say it is like, let's do it like this. They say it is like a summary of Harry Potter. Does it mean of all the movies, of all the pieces? Because I don't know if there's only movies or if there's something else as well. Or is it also about just, or is it only one movie? So the first one, respectively. But I think, good boy, I think it is about the whole one. But yeah, anyway, let's go to the next one. I do hope, by the way, that I haven't spoiled anybody. If so, I'm very sorry. I very, very am sorry. But we're gonna see. How to figure out what year you're in if you're stranded in the past. The thing is, let's actually do something very quickly because it pisses me off a tiny bit. So you're able to see some other things. Yes. Which is not that well, but now it should be smoother. Yes, it is way smoother. The window is a little bit tinier, but yeah, it should be a bit better. It should also not lag and stuff, and it's not pissing me off, which is a very, very huge thing. I can't do this right now then, because it's the same shit, but I could also do it like that and search for things. There it is. It is there. And let's just do it like this. And now it should be really, well. Now it should be really big. And it is really big. Yes. So, should be fine. I hope. And it should also be a little bit better because, as I said, it's not lagging and stuff. And this is already making it way better. I just see. So, I would actually like to go through the whole one. I don't know if this is just smart. I don't know if it makes sense. So, you've been stranded in the past. Has the Big Bang happened yet? No, then we're already done. But we're going to go ahead with yes. Yes, is there a planet where Earth is supposed to be? Yes. Are you being subsumed into molten lava while standing on it though? Yes, no. Are you suffocating in a heavy carbon dioxide atmosphere? No, I'm not. Are there any animals on land? Yes, there are. What about plants? Yes, there are plants. Are there dinosaurs? No. Are there mammals running around? No. Okay, since mammals evolved while dinosaurs were still around, this means you must have arrived before dinosaurs showed up. What? I'm actually trying to go through. Are there dinosaurs? There's birds. Well, never mind. Let's go ahead. I, by the way, think that I should always be doing it like this. It's a little bit of a problem when I'm just doing it like that, But as long as it is like this, it should be fine. And it's also not lagging. I think the computer is also doing it a bit better with that. What to say to kids instead of be careful? Very good thing, I guess. Help your child foster awareness by saying, notice how these rocks, so the phrase is notice how, and the example would be, notice how these rocks are slippery, that branch is strong. The next phrase is, do you see? And the example, the poison ivy, your friends nearby. Try moving your feet carefully, quickly, strongly. Try using your hands, feet, arm, legs. Can you hear the rushing water, the singing birds, the wind, whatever? Do you feel stable on the rock, the heat from the fire? Are you feeling scared, excited, tired, or safe? Help your child problem solve by saying, what is your plan if you climb that boulder, cross that log, ? What can you use to get across for your adventure? Where will you put that rock, climb the tree, dig that hole? How will you get down, go up, get across? And the last one is who will be with you? Who go with you, help you if? Interesting. And I think it is very amazing because questions in general are fucking amazing because they can show you things. Period. They can show you things and it is already good. There's even a guide for CPRing a dog. How to do a CPR on a dog, which is cardiovascular, I don't know. I gotta have to say, I don't know. How to measure the age of a medieval church. That's pretty cool. If it is one, the thing is, art history is a pretty cool topic and a pretty cool subject. I gotta have to say that. And the thing is, the first one is rounded, which means that it is not something Gothic. It's not from the Gothic, and I hope it is called, or it's Gothic. I'm not sure. I think in English you're pronouncing it Gothic, but in German it's actually Gothic. I hope it is the same thing. Because when it is Gothic, then you're having a spike quite on the top of your window, and also portals and whatever there might be. But if it is round, then it is what was it? I've actually been pretty good in art history, to be honest. Gothic und man. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. Romanic, but so it's Gothic and Romanic, but I'm gonna just look it up very quickly to see what it is on English. Gothic and Romanesque, apparently. So the thing is, coming back to the thing, when it is round, then it is Romanesque. Everything that is round is always going to be Romanesque. If it is just spiked like this thing here, or this thing here, then it is Gothic. If it is this thing, then it probably is still Gothic, I'm not sure. But yeah, this could be either a window, this one here. This probably is a window. And or portals or rosettes and whatnot. There is just a bunch of things. And also just well, never mind. I don't know the vocabulary, so let's just go ahead. Critical drawing black characters by Deluxe Peach. Hey, yeah, a lot of people come to me for tips with coloring dark skin, so I'm here with a little tutorial of sorts. Before you start writing an offended reply, let me preface it with saying I don't think you're inherently a racist if you don't know how to color black skin. You probably just haven't practiced it enough. Here are some tips that help me. And I gotta have to say, yeah, and I just actually want to view the full picture, please. Pretty cool. Coloring a dark character white first and then just color sliding and lowering the brightness usually ends up giving them a gross edge look. Try not to do this. And I think it is a good idea because yes, it looks not good. As for actually picking colors for dark skin, there probably is a more precise way of going about it, but I usually just kind of eyeball it until it looks natural. Lol. So being in the reddish sphere, and in the reddish sphere, once again, you're going to be in the darker spots. So it's not going to be green dark, it's going to be red dark, or also orangish dark, and it could also go up to the pink dark. I think it just is probably going to depend on if you're drawing shadows, you can, because you can also make very warm shadows, but you can also just go for slightly what do I want to say? Slightly colder shadows and whatnot. So yes, this comes from a lot of practice though, so it will probably take a while to get the hang of. If it helps though, my color choices are usually around this range if I'm working with a natural palette. That being said, there isn't really one correct color to use for black skin. Black skin is very varied, as white skin is. Play around with undertones, shades, etc. Here are some examples. Yes, here you can see the examples. Pretty nice, to be honest. I like the style of the first one and also the second one. Black people's palms and the soles of the feet are typically lighter than the rest of the skin, which is apparently not the case for me. I thought, well, it's probably going to be the case for... I knew that, you know, having darker friends, I guess, or something, and just noticing it. But yes, you know, I would even argue... No, I wouldn't argue. Well, anyway, let's move ahead. Lips are a feature that varies a lot from person to person. Some lips color blend pretty well with the rest of their faces. Skin tone, sometimes the upper lip is darker, sometimes the lower lip is lighter. And stuff like that. Yes. Yes. Generally, a good rule of thumb is that the lower lip is pinker towards the inside of the mouth and gets darker outwards. Yes. Which also makes sense from a shading perspective, you know, because if you're just doing it inverted, it's gonna look like there is something going inside rather than outside, if you know what I mean. Try not to give black people bright pink lips. It is not accurate and it originates from offensive anti-black caricatures. Yes, I also don't just suggest to do that. Darker skins tend to reflect light. Instead of lighting the skin and whitewashing dark characters for lighting, treat the skin more like a reflective surface and show light bouncing off of it. Study art of black people by black people. Seeing the way actual black people represent their own features is a good way to keep yourself from making caricatures. Yes, something very important, I think, at my point of view, to just also think about and have a look at. The hashtag drawing while black tag on Twitter is a good place to look for work by black artists, which is nice, amazing, and I bet there's 100% it's the case. There's a lot of black artists that are really great, really great, and also especially I think in the art scene, not especially, but obviously in the art scene there's going to be quite some black people and also some really good ones, as there is just a lot of fucking white ones that are just sucking ass, you know. Critical thinking. Understand the problem. Explore its boundaries. Let's do it like this. I know it's a little bit nicer, but don't have to zoom in that much then. Critical thinking. Understand the problem. Explore its boundaries. Question assumptions. Imagine new perspectives. Identify weaknesses. Justify a solution. Acknowledge limitations and reflect on alternatives. And then evaluate how your choice was. If it was a good choice, if it was a bad choice. Note-taking methods. This looks quite interesting. Cornell, which is spelled Cornell, note-taking method. So you're going to have a Q column and you're going to have a notes column. The Q column is 2.5 inches and on the left side of the sheet, and the rest of the sheet, which is 6 inches apparently, is notes column. So the Q column consists of, let me read, main ideas, questions that connect points, diagrams, study prompts, and when question mark after class, and also during the review. The notes column, main lecture notes here, use concise sentences, use the shorthand symbols, use abbreviations, use lists, put space between points when, during class. Also, I see. And on the very bottom, you're gonna have a 2-inch space of, the summary column. For top level main ideas, use a quick reference area when, after class, or during something. I can't just see it because, or during review. And I think it is pretty cool. It is. Of course, the width or the height, depends on what you look at, is going to vary and depends on your sheet of paper. But yeah, I think it is cool. And maybe there is even some notebooks that already have this inside them quite, as real lines and stuff, which might also something to consider. The ultimate cheat sheet for critical thinking. Well, I'm not gonna, well, there is a mask, a face mask guide, and the overall message is wear it, Oh, this is cool. My parents sent me some eggs from their pet chickens and I turned them into this. Pretty fucking amazing. I appreciate that. And let's make this actually big. If you want to soft boil an egg, it's going to take you 6.5 minutes. I don't know the temperature. There is nothing about the temperature, but I assume boiling water, isn't it? Anyway, medium boil. Okay, I mean, if it is soft boil and medium boil, then it's probably going to be boiled, Hard-boiled egg is going to take you 10 minutes. So once again, soft boiled 6.5, medium 8 minutes, and the hard boiled egg is gonna take you 10 minutes. So they all have a hardened, as you can see, egg white, but the yolk is gonna vary in consistency. The poached egg, which is this thing, it looks kind of not good, but I think it is actually quite interesting. The sunny side up, then we're having a fried egg, then we're having a fried and steamed egg, then we're having an over easy or oven easy, I don't know. Then French scramble, American hot scramble. I do assume that the French scramble has either cheese inside or milk or something, I guess. The American scramble looks very clean, but with some spices. The French omelette, which is very light, which is kind of the characteristic of a French omelette. It is light, there is no browning, there is nothing. And on the very right, we're having the American diner omelette, which is, browned and has a different shape than the French omelette, because the French omelette, for just the podcast listeners to a little bit illustrate that, the French omelette is kind of rolled, whereas the American omelette, maybe this is, I think for the French omelette it is, and also should always be the case, that it is rolled, halfway in, and then just turning it around, if you know what I mean. But yeah, anyway. Laundry symbol guide. This is actually I'm actually gonna show you this one. If you need it, please screenshot it, because I think it is I'm gonna zoom in as much as I can so that there it is. I think it is very, very good. Bleach. I have never put bleach into my fucking washing machine. I gotta have to tell you that. Should I actually keep that for myself? In terms of should I screenshot it for myself? Because I often mix it up. Wow, there's mushrooms. I actually have to upvote some of these things because they are really amazing. And the mushrooms. So, marvelous mushrooms. We're having white button, or bun, yes, I think white bun. Mild and versatile, mixes well with other mushrooms. Classic flavor for salad, pizza, or pasta. Then we have the chanterelle. Nutty and delicate, excellent for roasting or sautéing, and add sautéed chanterelles to quiche or scrambled eggs. Quiche is also, I don't know if I've ever had quiche. I think I have, but I think it is pretty good. I don't actually know therefore, but I think it is good. Then shiitake, savory and satisfying. A super soup mushroom that stands up to long cooking times. Always remove stems before cooking. I see. Porcini, I think. Robust and woodsy, hearty flavor for long simmering dishes like pasta sauce and risotto. Roast and toss with your favorite grain, Portobello. Rich and hearty, substantial flavor that's great for roasting or grilling. For a meatless main roast and stuff with sautéed greens and warm grains. Is truffle a mushroom? I didn't know that. I thought it is a root or something. Cremini or cremini, however, firm and flavorful, stands up to almost any cooking method and mixes well with other mushrooms. Roast or sauté for a satisfying side. Truffle, fragrant and flavorful, tuck slices of black truffle under the skin of roasting poultry. Great cheesy white truffle over pasta or risotto. Then oyster, mild and sweet, cook briefly to preserve delicate flavor, add to omelets, quick soups, and stir fries. And then the last one is morel, intense and earthy wild mushroom with a distinctive honeycombed cap and a standout in simple sautés and cream sauces. The more I know about mushrooms. Motorcycle hand signals. Is there also just a middle finger? Then it is double file. Arm with index and middle finger extended straight up. But is there also a meaning for these things? Refreshment stop, comfort stop. Oh, double file, single file. Oh, turn signal. Okay, I see. But I mean, if nobody knows all these hand signs or hand signals, then they are just really useless, aren't they? Anyway, I'm gonna still upvote it because it has no upvotes, and I still think that it could be important. A child's guide on asking someone out. No, not gonna have that. Poop in a lifetime. Average poop in a lifetime. I wonder. The amount of poop that a person generates daily doesn't seem like much, but over years and decades, it really starts to add up. An average adult, healthy, poops about 14 ounces or 400 grams of stool per day. I mean, it just heavily depends on how much you eat, because whatever you eat, it's also going to come out. And I think it also depends on the consistency. Well, not maybe. I don't know. I mean, if you're having a very thin stool, then maybe because of all that water, it's going to weigh more. Just compared to when you're having a sausage, quite thingy thing, you know what I mean? Total amount of poop produced by an adult in a year would be 312 pounds, which is 142 kilograms, weighing almost as much as a panda bear. Is a panda bear actually that heavy? I didn't know that. Healthy human stool is typically about 70% solids and 30% fluids. By the time a person reaches the age of 21, they will have pooped 6,525 pounds, or 6.552 pounds, which is 2,972 kilograms. Age 64, 20.28 pounds, which is 9,000 kilograms around. Age 83, it's going to be 11 or 12 kilograms and or 25 pounds. The poop produced by all humans on Earth in 1 year is about 640 billion pounds or 290 billion kilograms, which is insane if you think about it. It really is. Buongiorno piccolo bambinos, which means good morning, little children, as far as I know. Typical Italian pasta. This is amazing because I don't know. I just really don't know. So let's have a look. And let's have a big look, Let's actually have it like this because this. Typical Italian pasta. So we're having 3 or a few sections apparently. We're going to start with the long ones. We're having spaghetti, linguini, fettuccini, pappardelle, trenette, tagliatelle, and we're having vermicelli. Very important, if there is a C, or is it a C? Spaghetti, linguine, fettuccini, or is it fettuccini? I think it is actually fettuccine, since this is a double C. Because I think that if it is a C, E, then you're just ing it. But if it is a double, no, I think it is fettuccine. I think it is. But the thing is, if you're having spaghetti, and there's an H between the G and the E, and also if there is an H between the C and an E, then it is K, or just nothing. So spaghetti is not spaghetti, as well as, for example, the vermicelli, J, jelly. If there was an H, then I would be vermicelli, I think, as far as I know. Tagliatellina, which is long and extra slim. Taglierini, and we're having capelli d'angolo, or capelli d'angolo. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Then we're having bucatini, which is long and twister and hollow. Then macaroni. This is why you're not saying macaroni, but macaroni, because there's a fucking H. Lunghi, fusilli, vitti, and torciglioni zitti. Extra small, stellina, grandina, ciubetti, Ave Maria. Ave Maria. This is what it reminds me of. Arenelli. Anelli, I think. Anellini. Then we're having lasagna, farfalle, macaroni, rigatoni, penne, pennette, sedani, garganelli, which is short, by the way. I'm sorry. Short and flat, lasagna and farfalle, short, macaroni, rigatini, penne, blah, 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 pennette, sedani, garganelli, and chigiole, I think. Extra short ones, macaroncini and sedanini and gramigna. Yes, pretty cool. We're already 25 minutes in. What the fuck? This is when I know it is a good episode, and when I just actually enjoy what I'm going through. When just time passes like it is, I don't know. Maybe there's something, DIY orange peel candle. Get orange, cut orange in half, fill with vegetable or olive oil and light. Once it is done, toss it in the compost. But I do want to point out that it's not only cutting, but you're going to have the stem in the middle act as if it was the candle thing that you actually light. You know what I mean? And yeah, there's actually such a lot of great. Also, this one probably got to adverse childhood experience. Yeah, there's a lot of amazing things. I gotta say that, and I gotta highlight everything, and I'm also gonna go up to the very top ones that I've enjoyed there. Actually, very cool ones. I do wonder where people are just getting all these from. You know, if they're making them themselves, and all sorts of things. And all sorts of things. I haven't gone through this one, yeah. But also, critical thinking is always important. So yeah. But anyway, I hope that you've liked it. And yeah. Therefore, thank you very much. I can't do anything. Anyway, I wish you the best health, happiness, and also success, and also hope that you're going to remind yourself and you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy, and basically means just being a nice person, and then also being remembered as a nice person, which is a super duper cool thing. 3 other questions that I have you are: why are you here? What are you trying to change? And what is bothering you the most? These 3 questions are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even a business idea, which is a pretty fucking cool thing. Yeah. One other question that I'm having for you is, what could you particularly say that is really gonna change somebody's life and really gonna make a difference? Because I totally believe from the bottom of my heart that we all can do something and that we all can say something that is indeed gonna change somebody entirely. And yeah, I appreciate it. So I wish you the best. Hopefully see you soon, and bye-bye. I hope that you just liked it in that way, you know, that there is just not that of a laggy thing. I probably am going to do it just from now on like this, because it just makes also things better for me. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to see you the next time. Bye-bye.